Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A fabulous Friday to one and all. Welcome to Singapore International Dynamic Speakers Chapter meeting. My name is Patricia Tay, and I'm the Toastmaster of the day. Tonight's meeting theme is centered around entertainment. Entertainment is the action of providing or being provided with amusement or enjoyment. I like it that our chapter meetings are always entertaining. There is a lot of learning here, and in order for the learning to be enjoyable, not just educational, we strive to provide some entertainment to fellow members and guests so we all learn in a happy and comfortable environment. I shall leave you to ponder on this as we hear from our club president, distinguished Toastmaster Alicia Chia, with her opening address. Over to you, Madam Club President.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Patricia Tay. Entertainment. The world is a stage. The stage is a world of entertainment by Howard Days. This quote reminds me of a Shakespeare quote. All the world's a stage, but the fact is, we are all entertainers. Don't you agree? Well, entertainment is now fusing with everyday communications channels, such as television, video, and particularly via the internet. These visual and audio media aspects of entertainment are ubiquitous, as well as they're everywhere in our homes, permanently available, and you can take about with you, portable, and access it anytime. So now, entertainment is no longer apart from the rest of life. Neither is it constrained to professional production. You can see it's now co-produced, crowdsourced, and even user-generated. Furthermore, with the internet, performance is not even necessarily professionally provided. Now, these days, if you look at music, drama, all kinds of performances and visual expressions are more likely to be done by you and me, amateurs. And anyone may be both a provider and a consumer of entertainment. So the next question you ask me is, what's entertainment? Well, I can tell you that entertainment is a subspecies of art dedicated to pleasure and distraction. It originates from popular culture, and it also has elitist roots from the Victorian era. And entertainment sometimes can be seen as indulgence and helping to separate from the everyday life. And to us common folk out there, it's a means of diverting our depression, sorrows. And then there's mass consumption and therefore global capitalism. That's why we all flock to watch the movies made by Americans, right? And anyone can generate media content. So we can all assume the role of entertainer. But I would like you all to know that the true sense of entertainer are those who present themselves to an audience face on or voice on. So anyone with talent on the stage, in front of the camera or microphone, the actor, juggler, acrobat, clown, stand-up, singer, instrumentalist, conductor, voiceover, player, dancer, performance artist, demonstrator, DJ, MC, and even the athletes are all entertainers. Now, since everyone can be an entertainer, you may tell a joke, sing at a karaoke, or even present an entertaining speech, which we will hear later on. These are all online entertainers. We are all online entertainers at the moment. What do you think we are getting ourselves into? Well, you and me, as the entertainer out there, we juggle a lot of emotions. What are you talking about, Alicia? Juggling emotions? You have to gauge the mood of the audience and in turn project the right mood. But emotions can sway both ways. So you as an entertainer must be prepared for people to laugh at you as well as applaud you. Well, entertainment itself comes with two ways. You may be highly paid as the best entertainer out there, or you may be badly paid, or even not paid like us. But nevertheless, I would like to close my speech with this quote. The world's a stage, and I'm on it. Better make a good impression out there, by Arthur Shannon Mayhew. So back to you, Toastmaster Day.
Thank you, Madam Club President, for your opening address. Friends, let us now hear from some of you what entertainment means to you. To me, entertainment is really just enjoying myself, being amused by what I do. Recently, I just got onto the trampoline and I've started bouncing on the trampoline. It is called Boogie Bounce, and I find that so entertaining. What about you? What is entertainment to you? Who would like to share? Maybe we can have the guest, Sakshi. Toastmaster Sakshi, would you like to share with us what entertainment means to you?
Entertainment to me would be something that would give me pleasure or keep me calm or release me from the stress I have from my everyday life. It can be anything, for example, reading a book, watching a play, or watching a show on Netflix. It can be anything for me.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Yes, indeed. We must look out for such pleasures in life. How about Kiran? Would you like to share with us what entertainment means to you?
Hi. So entertainment to me would mean anything that would maybe give me a break from what I'm doing at that point in time, work, or maybe just thinking, or it would be something that, would make me laugh or even cry or think or, maybe be empathic towards other people or a lot of things actually. These are things that I can think of right now.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. And thank you for coming in. For this meeting, I hope you are entertained.
Oh, yeah.
Our timer for tonight is Toastmaster Li Chui Ling, ACGALB. Toastmaster Li Chui Ling is from Hong Kong North Toastmasters Club. She is a mother of 3 lovely children. Her sister encouraged her to join Toastmasters to improve her English and to gain deeper confidence. Toastmaster Trilling loves brisk walking. She enjoys traveling and taking photos for memories. I shall now invite our timer for tonight to tell us more about her role. Toastmaster Trilling, please.
Thank you, Toastmasters Patricia Tay, for introducing me. Tonight, I'm a timer. My name is Li Chuling. As a timer, my role is to remind, to record, and to report the time used by each speaker when they are delivering speeches. Each speaker has a limited time to speak, either according to their project requirements, table topics, and prepare speech. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Patricia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Trilling. Now we have Toastmaster Yenny. She knew about Toastmasters during the Kebun Baru open house in 2018. She joined Toastmasters to practice her English and to share her story. She endeavors to listen intensely to people's stories in order to learn from them, and she believes that learning never ends. May I invite our art counter to tell us more about her role, please? Toastmaster Yenny.
Thank you, Toastmaster Patricia. And fellow Toastmaster President as well. The purpose of the art counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used this expression. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Patricia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yenny. Now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to savor the pie which is right in front of you? Not the real pie, but the PIE, P-I-E, which stands for prepared speeches, impromptu speeches, and evaluation. That's PIE for you. As per our usual chapter meetings, we shall start with the I, the impromptu speeches, which is also known as the table topic segment, where speakers get to practice their impromptu speaking skills. This will be followed by 4 prepared speeches, and finally, the evaluations of the prepared speeches. The table topic master tonight is Distinguished Toastmaster Lee Buckley. DTM Lee Buckley loves traveling and meeting people, learning and sharing the different cultures and cuisines globally. To quote Rohit, the best way to multiply your happiness is to share it with others. When DTM Lee does table topics, she expects lots of participation. I am excited and curious about what she has in store for us today. Without further ado, I shall now hand the time over to DTM Lee Buckley to lead the table topic segment. Over to you, Distinguished Toastmaster Lee Buckley.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening. It is a night of entertainment. The stars fill the skies, the fireworks fill the sky. It is now time for, you guessed it, the Festival Day Movies 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow budding directors, you have been given the world stage. You have been given the opportunity to direct the next blockbuster. This is your chance to showcase to the world your imagination, your skills. As what Madam President said before, the world stage is yours. Let your imagination run wild. Are we ready to direct the next blockbuster? Yes? Excellent. Before we begin, I would like to share a couple of rules with you. You are attending the Oscars. Well, not so much the Oscars or the Cannes, but this is the festival, the movies. You were the director of the next blockbuster. When you are called upon to present at the stage, you're given 2 minutes. The green light will come on at 1 minute, the yellow light at 1.5, and the red light at 2 minutes. If you could please pin the timer before you begin, my fellow budding directors. What I would like to invite you to do is, we are here to assess your movie, your blockbuster, to determine whether it's going to be the next blockbuster. And for that, you need to pitch to us your movie. Let's begin. Toastmaster Yenny, are you ready? Or Director Yenny, are you ready? Excellent.
I have no choice, right?
No choice, like it's like. Let's begin. You have 2 minutes to present your blockbuster to all of us. We all know about Madagascar, don't we? We also know about I like to move it, move it. You know that saying? You have now been tasked to direct the next blockbuster. I like to move it. Over to you, Director Yenny.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. It's a wonderful evening. And I would like you all to go to the dreamland, like what the Table Topic Master said. I like to move it, move it. Let's move it. And, just relax ourselves, be ourselves. All of you, you can participate. You can move all your body, right? All your hand, your face, everything. And just imagine you go to somewhere that you want to go. Now with the COVID situation, we cannot go anywhere. Just assume we go to the country that we want to go. So my project about this is like we go to the country that you want to go. Imagine you are there now. You currently preparing all your passport, your bag, everything, because you want to meet with someone over there, either your friend or maybe your girlfriend or your boyfriend or relative, or you just want to visit the shop there, or you want to go for traveling. Just imagine. Close your eyes. Imagine the feeling when you went to that place. Imagine the experience when you go there with someone that you care, or someone that mean a lot for you. Imagine the time when you go there. Imagine all the feeling that you have there at that point of time. Just imagine yourself. Be happy. And you believe, although in the current situation, it's just a temporary. We believe and we trust the next day will be a better day. And then after that, you open your eyes. I know we are still in Singapore, but at least just imagine and move ourselves. And we trust. We believe one day we can go traveling again and we can move. We don't need to wait until we go to that country or to anywhere. We can still travel in Singapore. Just imagine like Jurong is another country, or East Coast is also another country. Just imagine. Yeah. Thank you. Double tapping master of the day.
Wow. Thank you, Director Yenny, for taking us from Jurong. I'm not sure where Jurong is, north or south, but from Jurong to Changi Airport to the North Woodlands. Thank you, Director Yenny. And now for the next budding director. Are you ready? The next movie is Jerry Maguire. What's the famous saying from Jerry Maguire? Show me the money. And I would like Director Kieran to please show us the money. Over to you, Director Kieran.
I need to think about this. Okay, so there is this little lad from a very small village in a very small country who has just gotten hold of a very old second-hand smartphone, and it happens to have internet. On the phone, what does he see? he gets exposure to the world or to all the beautiful things, to nature, to all the luxurious life that he can imagine and cannot imagine. He sees those things and now he wants it. But what can this little lad do? He's a small child in a very small village, cannot really go out anywhere. But he has a dream. He has the dream to visit those places. He has a dream to go to different countries and own different things, luxurious things. So he decides, when I grow up, I will have all these things. I will own all these things, and I will travel one day. Cut to, he is now a young man who is charming, who's having a very good personality, but is a cunning person. He goes to young women and tells them that I will take you to different places. I will give you some acting jobs. However, you will have to give me some money. He takes a lot of money from these people, but he's not able to do anything because he doesn't have any work himself. He is just tugging them. When it comes to light, he just says, I want the money. So you give me the money. Show me your money. And that is where it ends, in the jail. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Kiran, for showing us the money. This is so exciting. We've got 2 movies, 2 blockbusters upcoming. What's next? I wonder. The next movie that's predicted to be the next blockbuster is the sequel to Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. And to direct that movie, please welcome director Patricia Tay. Over to you, Director Patricia.
Thank you, Table Topping Master, for that. Okay, I should say thank you for making me director of the day. Run after that box of chocolates. Yes, life is like a box of chocolates. We must savor every moment from the beginning till the end. Every single chocolate tastes so yummy. I think Forrest Gump was running really fast. And the movie was about perseverance as well. We need to persevere at what we are going after, and at the same time, savor the chocolate in our life. Just like how we smell the roses as we move from one place to another. Enjoy every moment. Enjoy every moment of learning. Savor the chocolates. Smell the roses. Have a life that is full of entertainment. Have a very meaningful life and persevere on. Thank you very much. And back to you, Table Topping Master of the Day.
Ooh, thank you, Director Patricia, for reminding us to be perseverance in the essence of life. In a sense, this is a difficult time that we are going through at the moment, but it will be over soon. Fingers crossed. All we need to do is persevere and enjoy life, because you never know. Life is like a box of chocolates. And now for our next director, James Bond. Who loves James Bond? Who was your favorite James Bond character in terms of the leading star? To direct the next blockbuster in the James Bond series, Shaken Not Stirred, we have our own suave James Bond here. Distinguished Toastmaster Pichai, are you there?
I'm a little bit confused about the whole thing, but anyway.
That's okay. So you are the director of the next blockbuster James Bond movie called Shaken Not Stirred. So you're
Second and third, right?
yeah, that's right. So
Second
you're
and
here
third.
to tell us about the next James Bond blockbuster. Over
The
to you.
next James Bond blockbuster.
Yeah.
I think probably will be very difficult to imagine what it's all about, because James Bond himself is good enough and seems to be able to overcome everything, including the ladies' minds. So to me personally, I like to copy some of the James Bond at the moment, and also to do more, probably I will be doing a little bit different. That is, James Bond also must know how to surrender and how to give up on a certain occasion, not simply just beat and hit and go and then win the whole battles. So to me, you always have got to surrender and give to somebody else and sacrifice yourself for something else, not just simply to overcome and beat other people. Life is not just a taker, but you have got to be a giver too at the same time. Otherwise, it will not be that interesting to live in this world. As you might know nowadays, you have got to give even more if possible, so that the more people will be able to enjoy more too. To me personally, I always feel that when you are getting older, you even have got to give more, because your life will be more meaningful rather than having a lot of entertainments just like James Bond. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Pichai, for sharing your next blockbuster with us. When you make money, don't forget, I was your agent, right? 90%, 10%?
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
it's a deal.
It's a deal.
Done.
Thank you. Thank you. And now for our next blockbuster. What could that be? Dirty Dancing. We were so intrigued by the movie when it first came out. Nobody puts baby in the corner. To tell us about the next blockbuster, please welcome Toastmaster Peter Cheong.
Thank you for inviting me. Let me share what's my next blockbuster movie about. Nobody put the baby in the corner. I'm being honored that I'm able to invite two famous actors in my next blockbuster movie. That is Jackie Chan and Jennifer Lawrence. Instead of, do you imagine people when Jackie Chan, the synopsis of the movie will be started when, after a one night stand, Jackie Chan with Jennifer Lawrence, and Jennifer Lawrence get pregnant. Then after delivery, he put a baby just in front the corner of the house in front Jackie Chan. In this movie, you will see the interaction between Jackie Chan and the baby. They will go to an adventure from a amateur father, become a responsible father. And also in the stories itself, you are expecting Jackie Chan and Jennifer Lawrence itself. Definitely you will expect whether they will actually be together in the final movie. Let's expect what we can see in the movie when it's going to cinemas on next month, 2021. Thank you. Hand over to you.
Thank you, Director Peter. We're looking forward to your next blockbuster. I believe, Madam President, we have time for just one more speaker, one more director. I had all these blockbusters lined up. Unfortunately, you have to wait to see the next event. Who would like to volunteer for the next blockbuster? Angela, excellent. I will share my screen, Angela. The next blockbuster is the sequel to Top Gun, The Need for Speed. Over to you, Director Angela. The Need for Speed.
Thank you, Lee Buckley. The need for speed. This is something we all need. And what we have in this film is how the hero overcomes his fear and manages to speed and to win the race. We all know that we need speed, we need to make decisions, we need to jump in and do things fast because time is of the essence. Our lives are running out. Other people are overtaking us. And the most important thing is to gear ourselves up. And our hero has numerous obstacles. He has obstacles from his family, memories of past failures, and of the tragic time when he speeded up too fast and nearly killed somebody. So we have real dramas here constantly, and he practices speeding, and we see him time and again coming to near disaster, either killing himself or killing other people. You will just love this movie and you will love the great ending. You must see this film. It's important for you, for your children, your grandchildren, your colleagues, your neighbors. It's the motivational film of all time. Thank you, Lee. Back to you.
Thank you, Director Angela, for your next blockbuster. I'm looking forward to see or to watch The Need for Speed. Ladies and gentlemen, there were so many blockbusters upcoming in the horizon. Unfortunately, we had only time to view those few. These are the credits for the movies that you would have directed. And now, before we vote for the next or the best director, may I please invite the timer to give the timing report. Over to you, Madam Timer.
Thank you, table topic, Master DTM Lee Buckley. Here is my report. All are qualified except Yenny. Passed. Her timing is 3 minutes. The rest is all qualified. Do you want me to read the details individually?
No, I think it should be okay. If you could put the individual timings perhaps in the chat, please, for the directors to know.
Okay, I will read up. Okay.
Sure. Yep.
Kiran spoke for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Patricia Tay spoke for 1 minute 18 seconds. Petrai DTM spoke for 1 minute 20 seconds. Peter Chong spoke for 1 minute 38 seconds. Angela Lansbury spoke for 1 minute 22 seconds. That's the end of my report. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Madam Timer. I would like to consult with our investor tonight, President Alicia. Would you allow all the directors to be voted for the best director? Or shall we exclude Director Yenny because she took us on a nice journey? Unfortunately, she was over time.
It's okay because today is entertainment night. So I find her entertainment pretty good, no?
Excellent.
Has a lot of value. Please put her in.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Investor. Like I say, show me the money. She showed us the money. We have to comply with her suggestion. I have put the, let me just put that link again. This is the link to Mentimeter. If you could please vote for your best director, you would find that there are other movies there. I've left the movie's name on the Mentimeter. The ones who you would vote for are the ones with the director's name. If you can't click on the link, if you could please go to your browser, go to www.menti.com and the code is 13505460. Please vote for the best director of the next blockbuster. And with that, unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. And that concludes our Festival de Movies 2021. We shall now look forward to the end of the meeting to see who has won the Best Director of the Year. And with that, I would like to hand over to the Toastmaster of the evening. Over to you, Toastmaster Patricia Tay.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Lee Buckley. for the very exciting and entertaining table topics segment. The middle of this pie is very yummy indeed. Remember the pie? P-I-E. We have just savored the middle of this pie, which stands for I, impromptu speeches. After the break, we will hear from the prepared speakers and then the evaluators, the P and the E. I believe now it is time for us to have a short break of 5 minutes, or do we have longer than that? Shall we take a 8 minutes break and be back at 10:08? Thank you. Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of the meeting, the prepared speech segment. You will hear from 3 speakers tonight, sharing their thoughts on the pathway projects that they are completing. Our first speaker for tonight is Toastmaster Peter Chong. May I invite his evaluator to read out the purpose statement of his project. His evaluator is our guest, Toastmaster Sharon Kam. Over to you, Toastmaster Sharon.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the night. Hello, everyone. The purpose statement, the purpose of this project is for the member to learn and review basic research method and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic.
Thank you. Toastmaster Peter Chong is presenting on Presentation Mastery Level 1, Mastering Fundamentals, his project, Researching and Presenting, and his speech title, Keep Your Vault Safe. Peter Chong is an IT professional in Malaysia. He goes food hunting during his free time, and his philosophy of life is to enjoy the present, to live happily with no worries for the future. Timing of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. I would like to remind the speaker to please pin the timer. Let us give a round of applause for Toastmaster Peter Chong with Keep Your Vault Safe. Keep your vault safe, Toastmaster Peter Chong.
Thank you, Patricia. Toastmaster and honors guests. Do you know how much cybercrime will cost to the world annually by year 2025? According to a special report titled Cyber Warfare in the C-Suite, written by Steve Morgan, Editor-in-Chief, dated November 13, 2020, it will cost 10.5 trillion. If it is measured as country, cybercrime, which is expected to cost 6 trillion in damage worldwide in 2021. It will be the third largest economy in the world after the US and China. Ladies and gentlemen, what is cybercrime? Cybercrime is a criminal's activity that either targets or use a computer network, or network device. Most, but not all, cybercrimes are committed by cybercriminals and hackers looking to make money. Cybercrimes can also be committed by individually or organizations. Some cybercriminals are organized, use a one technology, and technically skilled. Other are inexperienced hackers. In the rare cases, cybercrime aims to damage computer too, for some reason other than profit. It can be personal, or it can be political. In today's talk, I will share some techniques you can use to prevent become the next victims of cybercrimes and keep your vault safe. Firstly, with so many data breach happens in this day, It can be sometimes scary to trust a company with your sensitive data. However, in many cases, sensitive data is captured by attacker who takes advantage of user implementing weak passwords or practices. Today, we're gonna look at some golden rule that you can use to improve your password and your practices to keep your data safe online. Golden rule number 1, always use a strong password for your account. A strong password should contain 8. The length of the password shall be 8 and above, and the combination of the password shall be uppercase and lowercase with digit and the symbol. Golden rule number 2, use a different password for all of your each account. If you use the same password for your bank account and as well as your email account, you will become much more vulnerable to data theft. Next, keep your password safe and do not share it to others. Last, change your password often. Recommendedly, every 90 days, you should change your passwords. Secondly, try not to use public Wi-Fi. Free Wi-Fi is available in shopping malls, airports, restaurants, cafes, in fact, everywhere. These networks are used by millions of people every day. According to a recent survey by ITRC, 3 out of 4 correspondents are using free Wi-Fi every day. However, what more people don't know, that the free Wi-Fi is not safe. Even it's protected with a password. That do not necessarily mean your online data are safe. This is where cyber criminals intercept communication between you on the public Wi-Fi. This allows them to intercept and view all your incoming and outgoing data. Thirdly, install a good antivirus software on your devices. As you know, a virus is an unwanted program that enter your device without your permissions. It can be reproduced and spread itself. It performs unwanted malicious actions that affecting the system and your file. A computer virus can be considered disease of computer, just like humans virus that cause disease in humans. Hence, with the presence of antivirus software on your devices, it will detect the virus, and after it's detected, it will be responsible to remove from your computer system. Antivirus software has a prophylactic effect, which means not only remove the virus, but it also prevents potential virus from infecting your computer in the future. In summary, it can be difficult to know where to start when it comes to protecting yourself from cybercrime and cyber attacks. This is so much information up there that it can be overwhelming, especially when the information is conflicting. However, I have put some pointers that can help to clear up any your doubt, which you can request after this speech. Hand over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Patricia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Peter, for the very informative speech. We have learned a lot. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Corey Melanie, PM1. Her evaluator is our charming member, Toastmaster Lim Chang Jing. He is also lovingly known as CJ Lim. Toastmaster CJ, could we have you read out Toastmaster Corey's project purpose statement, please?
Sure. The purpose of this project is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how she uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. Good luck, Corey.
Toastmaster Corey is presenting from Presentation Mastery Level 2, Learning Your Style. The project is Effective Body Language, and the speech title is Setting Boundaries, Making Your Life Happier. Toastmaster Corey is a passionate product designer. She loves to design usable and delightful products, be it through an app or a website that can help people in their daily lives. In Corey's free time, she loves to find the best coffee in town and be back traveling, exploring new places, enjoying food, and taking photographs. Her favorite quote is, "Never stop learning because life never stops teaching." Timing of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. I would like to remind the speaker to please pin the timer. Let us give a round of applause for Toastmaster Corey Melanie with Setting Boundaries, Make Your Life Happier. Setting Boundaries, Make Your Life Happier, Corey Melanie.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Patricia. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Are you happy? If you want to be happy, having more time for yourself and respected by others, then this speech is for you. Have you ever constantly doing things for other people by sacrificing your own? Not only it drains your energy, but it opens up a vicious cycle of people constantly disrespecting your boundaries. Let's learn the importance of setting the boundaries today. First is setting the time limit. Perhaps some of you ever have a friends. They are always being late. I once made an appointment with my friends to visit a museum, and due to the time slot availability, we only get slot 1 hour before the museum closed. So I tried to rush to make it on time for the appointment and the entry. When I reached there, I kept waiting for my friends. 15 minutes has passed, but she didn't turn up yet. And the both ticket was with me. Rather than being upset and angry, I told myself, don't care, I'm gonna enjoy this museum before it closed. So I just proceed to the entry, admit myself to the exhibition. I screenshot her ticket barcode and send it to WhatsApp. I texted her, meet you inside the hall exhibition. Could you imagine if I wait and resent eventually? It will cause unhappiness for both of us. In the office meeting, my time limitation for waiting is 5 minutes. If the other people didn't turn up, I will drop off and I will give feedback to the person. Please let me know in advance if you can't make it, so I don't have to keep waiting in the call. By doing this, I'm setting a boundary about time limit by respecting my own time. Second, give consequences if they don't comply. Basically, people will move if they know there is a reward and there is a consequences. Normally, avoiding pain or consequences works better. My husband is a late sleeper, and he knows actually if he sleep late, he won't be able to perform better the next day. And the reason why he can't sleep early because he keep distracted by unimportant stuff, even at night or even midnight. Attend to the friend via phone call or observing Forex or trading stock market, I'm very frustrated of his behavior, because when he gets into the bedroom, he will pull my blanket to cover his body and he will make a noise. And it is 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm in the deep sleep mode already according to my smartwatch. I kept telling him to sleep at 12, which is my bedtime. Otherwise, I will lock the door. But he keeps failing to do that because I never really locked the door. At the time, I said to myself, I can't tolerate this anymore. I should really lock the door. The next day, before 12 midnight, I remind him, I will go to sleep and lock the door shortly. If you don't come in by 12, you can sleep at the sofa or other empty room. And this time I meant it. I really locked the door. I can hear he complains from outside knocking. I just don't bother. I turn on my nature sounds to accompany me sleep. And do you know, the next day, he slid into the bedroom on time. And because other room doesn't have a blanket like I do. What we can learn from these two stories: do not fear of letting other people down by setting your own boundary. Setting your own boundary, protect your own property. Otherwise, others will invade your property. This by creating a fence. You can create a good protection fence with your words. And the most basic boundary setting words are saying no. Not taking other people poor treatment or unreasonable demand. People with poor boundaries struggling to say no, and they passively comply, but inwardly, they resent. Here are my 2 tips. First, learn to set a limit to anything to be respected. Example, I don't like when you yell at me. This gives a sense of the ages. It lets them know the rules of your yard. Second, say no to unreasonable demand. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. Start from today, develop your own self-boundaries, and let's practice saying no as comfortable as saying yes. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Corey. Now we have all learned to set boundaries and be happier. Thank you also for telling us what we could do if our husbands go to bed late at night. Next, we have the next speaker, Toastmaster Angela Lansbury, ACG ALB HPL PM5. I shall now invite her very charismatic evaluator, Thomas Chen, to read out Angela's project purpose statement. Toastmaster Thomas Chen, please.
All right, Angela, 2 purpose statements for this project. Firstly, the purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The second purpose statement is that the purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received to his or her first speech. All the best and have fun.
Thank you. Toastmaster Angela's speech is on Path Team Collaboration, Level 1, Project 2. Speech title, Where to Learn to Write. Toastmaster Angela Lansbury teaches English and Business English online. She also conducts workshops. Angela's books include Wedding Speeches and Toasts, Quick Quotations, Who Said When, What When, and a forthcoming ebook, Improve Your English with Angela. You can see her books and blogs online. Look at travelwithangela.blogspot.com, dressoftheday.blogspot.com, and translateforfun.blogspot.com. Her speech is 5 to 7 minutes. I would like to remind the speaker to please pin the timer. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Angela Lansbury with Where to learn to write. Where to learn to write. Toastmaster Angela Lansbury.
Hello, before I start, I must pin the timer. Who is the timer?
Trilling is the timer. Can you look for trilling?
Trilling. I'm just moving. Can you wave? Ah, gotcha.
See the background, I am the timer. Black color.
Yes, splendid. Thank you. Good afternoon if you are in Europe. Good evening if you're in Asia. You have a book in you. You have a speech in you. There is a saying, everybody has a book in them. I wrote a book for my beloved next door neighbors, just for them and their family, all about their life. I wrote a book all about my mother-in-law for her 90th birthday. And I wrote a general book on wedding speeches and toasts for everybody. What about you? You can write a speech or a book, but how do you learn where to write? First of all, taking the first step. Would you believe there are people who have been to Toastmasters for up to 2 years and not given their first speech? There are 2 things you need to do your first speech or your first novel. One is a mentor or a buddy, and the other is to get started, and the third is to have a plan. You'll get started if you have a mentor or a buddy. In Toastmasters, that's pretty easy. You get appointed a mentor, and it doesn't matter whether you contact your mentor or they contact you, but the ideal thing is for the 2 of you to both make up your minds that you will contact the other. If you are a member of Toastmasters and don't have a mentor, or you feel you're too important and you don't want to admit you need help, then you join something called Odyssey, which matches you up with Toastmasters mentors on the other side of the world who are also looking for a mentor. I've just joined Odyssey for the 2nd time to get advice and give advice to somebody on the other side of the world. What else can you do? If you're writing a novel, which is a much bigger project, but think of it as just being a long speech. Now, let's look at what you do every day. You go into an elevator and have a chat to someone in the lift, or at least you did before COVID-19, meet somebody on the bus, you say, hello, I'm so-and-so, and they say, oh, where are you going? And you tell them where you're going, short term, I'm going to such and such a point and getting off the bus there. Why are you going there? I'm going to have lunch, eat lunch, and so on. That is the beginning of a speech. You might think, well, that's all I do every day. I don't do anything important except go out, make breakfast, have lunch. But breakfast in different countries is totally different. In London, I might have a breakfast of porridge made from oats with sugar. In Scotland, I would have breakfast made of porridge made from oats with salt. In Asia, I might have porridge made from rice with yesterday's leftover fish put in it. It's totally different. You can imagine a conflict between a husband and a wife where the husband is Scottish and wants salt in his porridge and the wife wants sugar, and they end up coming to blows. This could be a humorous speech, a serious speech, or it could be a novel. A famous writer called Marcel Proust in France wrote a series of novels, a series of 3, in which he starts by eating a madeleine. It's called, the whole series is called À la recherche du temps perdu, Searching for Lost Time. And it's the classic French novel. And all he has done is started with eating a madeleine for breakfast. Now, nobody in English eats a madeleine for breakfast. It's a little cake. He starts by eating a madeleine and it brings up memories of his life. Now, the simplest thing to do when writing a speech is to go to Toastmasters and look for their introduction to the first speech. And you might forget that this is all laid out for you. It gives you questions. And I have it in front of me. I have the outline for the first speech. If you've forgotten it, go back and look for it, and you will find the instructions for your first speech. And you can use it again and again for all your other speeches. The other popular subject is your family. I have here my family tree, and I downloaded this from the internet, and you can do that too. When my son was born, I was given a book about my baby's first steps, and it included a family tree, yourself, your brothers and sisters, your father and mother, aunts and uncles, grandparents, and so on. Recently, I looked at what I gave my father to write, and he just wrote a simple phrase in the book. It said, "My parents put paper over the windows." Paper over the windows? Gosh, I thought they must have been really poor to put paper over the windows. Then yesterday I went to dinner with a friend, and he was born just before World War II. And he said in World War II in London, England, we put paper over the windows, not for blackout reasons. You bought blackout curtains to stop yourself showing a light, which would make the German planes bomb you. What you did was you put paper over the windows so the windows wouldn't shatter if a bomb fell and scatter you with sharp glass. So there, just one sentence written by my father in this book I gave him evoked a whole scene for a novel. Perhaps they forgot to put the paper up and got injured by the glass. Perhaps they went out to buy it and their neighbors were poor or careless and didn't do it and got injured. I have a whole story there. And I have a whole speech about what life was like in World War II in London. So investigate, write your own life story, write your family, start with your food. If you can't think of anything else, start with your travels, make a line. And the classic theme for any speech or story is a problem and a solution. Let me give you one famous book, Dale Carnegie, How to Make Friends and Influence People. It's quite a long title, but it answers a problem. How do you make friends and influence people? It was a bestseller. So you can write a practical book, or you can write your life story and end with your comment on it. Now you might say, far from not having an interesting life, you might have a terrible life, and you don't want to admit that, who knows, someone molested you, your grandfather murdered your grandmother, who knows what you might discover. Everyone is crying because somebody died in a motorcycle accident. You might not want to admit this. Instead, you turn it into a novel or a fictional story, set it in another country, and instead of being a happy end story, what you have is a cautionary tale. This has been done many times. There's a famous song in America. You might remember it from the 60s, Procol Harum, "Mothers, tell your children not to do what I have done." And he wasted his life in misery in a brothel called the House of the Rising Sun. So you can have a happy end, you can have a warning. Everything in your life or anyone else's life is a story and a speech. So get your ideas, get a piece of paper. If you don't want to do a line and make a list, just start with an idea and make a spider diagram, go in all directions until you start to see a pattern emerging. And then you have a speech. You can expand this into a novel. Your basic chat to the person on the bus, the man in the elevator, the boss at work, or your children or your grandchildren or your grandparents can spark off something which is interesting and valuable to other people. If you want any more advice, come back to me. I can tell you how to join National Body Association for Novelists. It's called NaNoWriMo Organization. I've got it here and I can send it to you. It's NaNoWriMo.org, or there's Odyssey to join you up with another Toastmaster. Happy writing. You have a book and a speech in you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Angela, for inspiring us all to start writing and be our own authors. By the way, Dale Carnegie is one of my favorite authors. I just love his books. Thank you so much for your encouragement. May I ask for the timer's report, please?
Here is the report. Toastmaster Peter John spoke for 7 minutes 19 seconds. Toastmaster Corey Melanie spoke for 5 minutes 24 seconds. Toastmaster Angela Lesbury spoke for 10 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Madam Timer. So I suppose we don't have a vote we don't have to do polling for this segment. Madam President?
Sorry, somebody went out of time, is it?
Yes.
Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping there would be a vote.
Apologies to the other speakers and everybody.
We all learned
Angela did not go out of time. She just combined her part 2 with her part 1.
All right, now we can have a break and be back in 8 minutes. So see you all back at 10:59. Let's make it 11. See you back at 11 p.m. Everyone, have a good break.
Recording start.
Welcome back, everyone, to the third segment of tonight's meeting, the evaluation report. Active listening helps in giving evaluations. With emphasis on the content and delivery, our evaluators tonight will state their commendations and recommendations. May I remind the evaluators to please pin the timer. The evaluation will be 2 to 3 minutes. Our first evaluator is Toastmaster Sharon Kam, IP4, and she is evaluating speaker Toastmaster Peter Chong. Toastmaster Sharon loves a challenge to learn, to create, to inspire, and even to accept failure. She is a mother of 2, a consultant with 2 companies, and she holds 2 roles in Toastmasters as NUSS President and as Z4 Area Director. To relax, she soaks in the sights of flora and sometimes fauna, coupled with a cuppa in her cozy garden. Toastmaster Sharon, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Let me start. Peter, and of course the rest of the club members as well. Let me say some of the things that I really enjoy about your speech. For one, you started with a question. You asked, do you know how much cybercrime will cost you? And many, many trillions of dollars. That's great because you kind of, get us into your topic. Secondly, it was very well researched. You provided a source of information, very well organized from a global perspective to why there are cybercrime, to personal ways to keep safe. On top of that, when you were going through your speech, you illustrated key points with photographs. I noticed you were there and photograph was just next to you. In addition, You gave us useful tips so that we can all be safe. For example, using strong password, not using public Wi-Fi, and installing antivirus software. One other point that you did well was you kept to time. In fact, you used your time very well, about 7 minutes and 15 seconds. So well done on that. A few points that you might want to work on. One, because you're bringing across a rather technical topic, cybercrime and all the antiviral, etc., how you express it and how you convey your message is very important so you can capture our attention. For example, vocal variety. You might want to try varying your tone, speed, and volume. So for example, when you ask the question, you can ask it in a more empathetic way, like, do you know how much cybercrime will cost you? And for example, when you talk about it is equivalent to certain economy of the world, you can also express it in a more empathetic way. Besides that, gesture. I noticed that you are not using your hand very much, but you were giving us quite a few points. That helps when you say golden rule number 1. You can say golden rule number 1. Always use a strong password. Golden rule number 2, etc., etc. And you use slides, which is good. However, your photograph was rather small and it hasn't got the key points on them. So you might try to actually put things like install certain viral software, etc., the key points, so that we can see it and we can remember it. One thing to challenge yourself. Do you know that even for technical topics like what you have mentioned, it can be made more relatable? For example, bring the topic nearer to home. That helps talk about a local company that has suffered a great loss due to cyber attack. So we know, oh yeah, that company, I know that company. So the more relatable your message is, the more memorable it will be. Overall, I like your topic because I can use some of the points that, for example, changing my password. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Night.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharon. We have all learned from your evaluation, and I'm sure Toastmaster Peter will take note of what you had just suggested to him. I shall now introduce our next evaluator, Toastmaster Lim Chang Jing, IP5 DL5. He is evaluating Toastmaster Corey Melanie. Toastmaster CJ is a polyglot who speaks Chinese, English, Malay, Indonesian, Japanese, and he is learning Korean language now. He is a humble man overflowing with goodness. If you do not know him yet, you will surely agree with me in just a while. Toastmaster Lim Chang Jing, the stage is yours.
Fantastic Friday, Club President, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, especially to you, Corey. You are calm, cool, collected. You use effective body language. I can see that from your presentation. You really stand up and show us your whole body. You use eyes contact that engage the audience. Your eyes open up the window to my soul. You also ask the audience a lot of questions by asking them rhetorical devices. Do you know, can you imagine, you not ask 1, not 2, but 3 questions which engage the audience. You also do use fabulous gestures, because when you are standing further away, we can see your body and can see your body movement clearly. You use a fantastic vocal variety, and use a volume of vivid vocabulary. You make me feel by sharing with us your sizzling story between your husband and you. Your story is entertaining, enriching, enlightening for us. And most of all, best of all, you always portray the sweet smile. You're always as happy as a lark, and this attracts us to your speech. I have some improvement for you to take your speech to a higher level and to let you soar to greater heights. You can add in dialogue and reenact the situation between two different people. For example, you can react the situation between you as a wife and talking on the left-hand side of the screen, and you can portray your husband on the right of the screen. Right? Like, for example, you can say, your husband can say, "What? You lock my room?" Then you say, "Oh, this will teach you a lesson." You can make fun by using dialogues, and I want to see how you can breathe life into your story. Secondly, you can also pause. I feel that you can pause after you ask every question, so that when you pause, you let the message sink in the audience and we will concentrate more. The challenge for you is to use a stronger call to action. For example, you can use anaphora or a famous quotation. You can say, "Set your border, set your border, set your boundary, set your limits, ladies and gentlemen." Or you know, Corey, you are an eloquent speaker. You excel in your eye contact and audience engagement. Just to improve by adding dialogues and reenact the scenario. And the challenge for you is to add in a stronger call to action. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Changjing, for your recommendations for Toastmaster Corey and the wonderful visual presentation. I shall now invite our final evaluator, Toastmaster Thomas Chen, to give his evaluation to our speaker, Toastmaster Angela Lansbury. Toastmaster Thomas is an international coach, speaker, and wealth planner. He is also an extremely passionate Toastmaster. Our very charismatic Toastmaster, Thomas Chen. I shall now hand the time over to you.
Fantastic Friday, ladies and gentlemen, especially to Angela. To start off, I will share what made Angela an amazing author, a spectacular speaker, and a terrific Toastmasters. So she shared with us the idea of how we can be our author of our own book. And she used the step-by-step format. First step, find a mentor. Second step, have a plan. Third step, have an outline, and so on. So by giving us a really structured and systematic format for us as a layman, as a beginner, it is easy for us to catch on the concept. Very well done on that. And I also love how Angela used the problem solution format. Even before we embark on this journey of becoming an author, she shared with us what are the potential problems that people usually have. You know, lack of mentorship, lack of idea, lack of organization. And from there, use different solutions that can be provided for us to circumvent these different problems. With that, we feel more well-equipped, more well-prepared to be an amazing author. And this really speaks volume about the amount of knowledge and experience Angela have as an author. And finally, let's not forget that she weaved in personal experience and examples of being an author itself, how she generated her idea, how her grandparents used a different concept, how Toastmasters have helped her in this journey. By using personal examples, it elevated her authority and capability in this topic. We feel more assured, we feel more affirmed, because we know she is not here just to teach, but she is also here as a practitioner, and that really elevates the credibility of her sharing. Now, Angela, I have some recommendations for you so that you will be the J.K. Rowling of Toastmasters. So firstly, Angela, Your purpose is to motivate and inspire us to be authors. To truly do that, you should share with us the advantages of becoming an author, right? Is it to leave a legacy? Is it to build a personal brand? Is it to be an authority of a specific topic? By emphasizing on the benefits of being an author, we will feel more motivated and inspired to embark on this journey with you. Also, share with us how you have transformed in this journey as being an author. Perhaps previously you feel that you're not able to express yourself, you feel that you're not able to leave a mark, you feel that you're not leaving an impact. By becoming an author, a blogger, and an established speaker, you have impacted so many lives. Show us how you transform so that we will be further impacted and inspired to emulate you, because we want to transform and grow just like you. So in summary, a huge congratulations to you, Angela, because you are certainly an amazing author and speaker. You use a problem solution format, you have step-by-step solutions, and you share with us a wealth of personal examples. Consider to share with us, why should we be author, your personal transformational journey, and I'm sure you will be able to leave a mark in the Toastmasters movement. Back to you, Tim. Patricia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Thomas Chen, for the very enthusiastic evaluation and your encouragement to our speaker for tonight. Now I shall ask for the timer's report. Madam Timer, can we have the report, please?
Yes, Patricia. Here is the report. Toastmaster Sharon spoke for 3 minutes 29 seconds. Toastmaster CJ Lim spoke for 3 minutes 23 seconds. Toastmaster Thomas spoke for 3 minutes 22 seconds. All are qualified. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you. Congratulations. Now we can have the voting for all three evaluators. You see on screen, vote for the best evaluator.
Oh, this is a tough one.
Yes, very tough. %81 has already voted. 90%. Thank you. I shall now end the poll. All right, I shall hand the time over to our club presidents to present the, not yet, club president say not yet. I think she is probably preparing the certificate. Yay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying with us, and thank you to all speakers for the very enlightening speeches. It has been very entertaining and very educational for all of us. Would you like to know who our winners are? I'm sure you are as curious as I am. Today we heard from the speakers. They are all very good. Table topic speakers, we had very good prepared speeches as well, and we had very good evaluators. So blessed by all the commendations and recommendations. Can we now have, oh yes, we have someone here listening carefully to all the speeches. Our R counter, I almost forgot you. R counter, may we have your R counter report, please? This is a very nervous time for us because now we are starting to think, when did we say all the pause fillers, right? Over to you, Toastmaster Yenny.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Patricia. Everybody doing good. Almost everybody perfect. Anyway, we are all perfect in our own way. All right. Okay. I noted for myself. I don't know how many because I cannot say and write on the same time, but I know that I say about so. Okay, and then Kiran, just one so and one but. I do believe this is part of the sentence. And then, sorry, there are a few people who talk about and, but I do believe this is part of like a conjunction. It's like when you make a sentence, so you have no choice. You need to put and in the between. So Angela, Peter, and who's Thomas? Yeah, the rest is okay. Maybe I'm like listening to you, so I don't really pay attention about all of this. All of you is doing a good speaker, evaluator, you know, so I saw go to the dream. So some of my ear cannot hear anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yenny. You are so kind. I think you are enjoying yourself so much that you had selective hearing. You have been very kind to us and chose not to hear all the false fillers, I guess. But thank you so much for pointing out to us, and we really appreciate your time today. May I now hand the time over to our club president to announce the winners of the day. Madam President, Alicia, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Patricia Tay. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Patricia Tay. Now, we have come to the most exciting segment of the meeting, where we can find out who are the winners. But before I announce the winners, let me share my screen. Now let's put our hands together to find out who is the best table topic speaker. Drum roll, please. The best table topic speaker is none other than our very own Toastmaster, Patricia Tay. Now, Patricia Tay has now become a local director. Welcome. So you can consider to do some calefare local directing, okay? Now, next up, even though we don't have a best prepared speech winner, because one of our speakers went over time, but we do have best evaluator today. So let's, again, drum roll, please. For the best evaluator award goes to, wow, tough choice among three, two handsome guy and one pretty lady. The best evaluator award goes to Thomas Chen. Congratulations to all the winners. Those who didn't win, you're still very good, because I'm very proud, everyone. Tonight is indeed a very entertaining night. I didn't expect it to be so good. Remember, every one of us is on the stage. As long as we are doing online, you are an entertainer. And when you are an entertainer, you will be faced with managing the moods of the audience, as well as your own moods, because what you bring over in your speech, whether it's table topic, speeches, or evaluation, you will be trying to affect the mood of the audience. And so if the audience react to you, you get even better, right? So congratulations to all speakers out there. Thank you for participating in table topics, prepared speeches, and prepared evaluations. We really enjoyed all the information you have done. And I'm just very surprised that we do have budding directors in our club. Now you can all go and do some calefare directing. All right. So who says online is bad? We have become entertainers, you and me. And remember, once you're on stage, don't embarrass yourself. With that, I would like to close the chapter meeting for tonight. And travel safe, be safe, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.